What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Champion Beyond the Huddle. I'm right here with Ty Benefield, um, defensive back, Boise State University, freshman. Champion, awesome, right? Champion this year, definitely. We can't. We got to make sure that we point that out. Thank you for being here. I hope you're doing well, man.
I'm doing great and I'm happy to be here.
All right. So, just as we start off from the beginning, okay? You just got done with your first season at Boise State. Tell us a little bit about, just as you put the wrappers on that first year. What's the number one thing that you learned? Let's say.
The number one most important thing that I learned, honestly, was just being able to control your emotions. Being a freshman and being able to play, it's very important that you get a hold of your emotions, because a lot of nervous anxiety or just letting that outside noise get to you can hurt you. So that was big for me. I mean, I kind of tuned everything out and let the season go and played. So that's the most important
Nice.
thing for all young people.
Love it. And that's the thing too, when you're on the big stage, one way or another, it's still football, right? It's what you love to do, it's what you've been doing. It's on a different stage, but I find that when you get to be free, when you get to be yourself and play for the love of the game, great things happen for sure.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. So let's go back from the beginning. Okay, you're originally from Vancouver, BC. How did you start playing football exactly?
It was a long time ago, but I just remember, my dad, he's always been around the game. He used to play professional with the 49ers and then in the CFL with a bunch of other teams with like the BC Lions and more. But I just remember going out one day and throwing a football with him, and he was like, "Well, you can throw the ball." That kind of started that journey. But I started off as a quarterback, surprising. And then honestly, just over the years, it just changed more. And that's how it started though. It's just my dad and us and him just taking me out to a field and throwing the ball.
Love it. Love it. Those precious moments, and it's a family affair. And I looked you up, of course. Your father, he played around 13 years in the league. Did you get to watch him play, or was that done by the time that you got started?
Yeah, it was done. Unfortunately, I didn't get to watch him play. I wish I was there, but I wish I was just able to watch him play. But nah, it was before me.
Okay. And what was the relationship like? And why I'm asking the question is because my brother played professionally too. I have a lot of friends that play professionally, and it's a funny relationship sometimes when they have sons playing the game, because on one hand, some of them are looking for advice and kind of soaking it all in. On the other end, you got the younger athletes who are like, "Oh, you played, but you're my dad. Let me listen to this guy over here and this guy over here." So I was kind of that relationship. Was he hands off, kind of let you, do your own thing and give advice wherever he could give advice, or was he very present within the process?
Oh, he was very present in that pride. Like I'm very, and I used to hate it. I used to just we used to go to the field. He'd make me throw the ball. I didn't want to play quarterback, but he made me do it because he thought he saw something. But he just really pushed me, and I didn't understand what it was like back then. But looking back now, it's like that I'm here because of that. He was
Nice.
there all the time. He'd cuss me out, he'd coach me up, he'd pay attention. He just really watched me, and it pushed me. He let me know when I was doing great, but not too
Mhm.
much, because too much can change a person. You
For
know what I mean?
sure, for sure. And how was it growing up in Vancouver, in BC?
It was great. It was great. It's a beautiful place. Nothing really bad over there. But it was just great. I mean, it was a little tough for football. If you got dreams to go Division 1 and down south in the States, like it's kind of tough because they kind of look at Canadians as softer and not
Yep.
playing against good people. But I mean, we're all the same. If you put in the work, you're the same as an American. So it really don't matter. But yeah, it was great though. It was great being in Vancouver.
Okay. And when did it become real for you? Just the idea of saying, okay, I love this game. I want to play it at the next level. I believe in myself. And I want to do whatever it takes, to make it happen for you. Was it your father that planted that idea into your mind so it became real? Or did anybody else, play a role in giving you that confidence and going for it?
Um, I mean, my dad was the one that always let me know, like, Ty, you have the ability, you have the genetic makeup, you have everything. But I
Mm,
I never I never believed it, to be honest. I didn't want to listen to him. I was a very bad listener as a kid. I couldn't listen to him. I didn't want to. And I mean, now it's just like, I believed in everything. I believe everything he said now. I finally understanding it. But a lot of other people told me that I could be great and stuff. But I didn't really listen to them either. I didn't understand how good I was at the time. Sometimes I still don't understand that I can be, better. But
mm.
my dad's helping me understand that every single day. So is my coaches. They're keeping me accountable, and that's really what I need. So, yeah.
I love it, man, because I find the thing about this game too, especially at your position, being a defensive back or any position, matter of fact, you can never put aside the importance of confidence. You have amazing players, but that don't have confidence, and it stops them from unlocking their true potential. So just being confident within your game and what you do definitely allows you to rise and refine what you already have. So I think that's a really cool thing that you have that belief and confidence in yourself, and your coaches and family member and just your close circle gave you that confidence, from a very young age. So I think that's super cool. Where does the nickname Buck comes from? Where does that mean? Where does it come from exactly?
So I'm Buck Junior. My dad he was the Buck before me,
Okay,
so senior in a way. But
I got it.
I just remember, just I remember hearing that he was called a lot of nicknames, but I heard Buck as being one, and I was like, hey, I want to be Buck. It's kind of like my alter ego on the field, like I'm crazy. Like I got to be crazy on the field. Like I got to let people know, like I'm that guy. Like I'm crazy
Mm,
enough. I'm gonna come down and hit you. I'm crazy enough. I'm gonna make a play. So Buck, Buck Wild is like the full thing. But Buck is just from my dad, and I wanna be just like him and better. But that's where it came from.
very cool, man. Very cool. And I was listening to some of your previous interviews just to kind of know more about you. And one thing that you said stood out to me. You said that growing up, you were a lot of times a kid that was kind of being overlooked. One way or another, you kind of grew up, even though you had this circle around you, you had these people giving you confidence, you were still being overlooked. How much of an impact did you think this had in your development, just on the end of humility, on the end of trusting the process, of maybe developing the right habits instead of having it handed to you from the beginning, just by being overlooked?
I mean, yeah, it's crazy because you would have if you didn't know me, you would have thought like, oh, he was the guy in Canada and Vancouver. Everybody knew him. Everybody
Mm,
wanted to be like him, but that wasn't what it was like. I wasn't a
mm,
standout in Vancouver. I mean, I'm sure I was a good quarterback, but I wasn't the talk of the town or anything like that. But
yeah.
um, it's crazy what can happen when you finally start doing things on a bigger level. People start realizing like, okay, maybe this guy, like where did he come from? Maybe he did something, like he's starting to kind of come out. But it played a huge role because I'm not saying I wanted to be that, that known guy, but like you kind
Mhm.
of do in a way, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You kind of do want to be known. You want to let the people know. And every day for me, I wake up and I think about like, okay, they're still overlooking you. Like this is it. Like, what are you going to show them today? Like, how are you going to show them on the field
Mm,
this game? So it just kind of, pushes me. And then as far as humility, I mean, that's something important to me. I can't get too high. I can't get too low. I have to stay humble and stay in the middle because
mm.
that's what drives me. And I think that's what should drive other people. Like, one play isn't going to change your life.
Love it. Love it. So from Vancouver, you start your journey down south. And sorry, my voice, man. It's cold out here in
It's all
Canada.
good.
The flu hit me really, really hard this week, but I'm here. I'm here,
Dang.
right? I'm here,
Yeah.
Ty. So
Uh-huh.
yeah. So you start your journey down south, and I found that was really interesting because your father played college ball in California, right? And then transition up north to Canada. Now you kind of go the opposite, right? You go from Vancouver, go down to California to play high school football. Did you get down there as a junior, as a senior? What was the game plan? What was the process, basically?
Yeah, so at the end of my sophomore year, my
Mm,
dad was like, "What do you want to do?" Because COVID shut down everything. Like there was no
yeah.
sports, there was zero opportunity. So my dad was like, "What do you want to do? Like, do you want?"
Mm,
He gave it to me like this. Like this is in quotations. He said, "Do you want the smoke?" And I was like, "Yeah, like let's give it to me. I want all of it." You know what I mean?
mm,
And he was like, "All right, so you're gonna be going to California." And I toured two schools, and one of them I liked a lot, and that happened to be in Orange County. And
yeah.
I did attend that school my junior year, and stayed with family. So it worked out really
Mm.
good.
Nice, nice. And obviously, it worked out well, especially when you're surrounded by people that you know that care about you, that have the right plan for you, just family. But if you could tell us about that transition, one way or another, playing football in Canada, growing up here, going down to California. No one knows you really on that football team. One way or another, now it's a dog eat dog. You're still part of a great culture, but you're out there on a mission, right? You're out there on a mission to accomplish something that other people are trying to accomplish also, right? So some's got to give. If you could tell us about like your first moments there, how did it go? Did you pick the ball up and ran with it, or was there definitely some challenges and a transition?
Getting there, making close friends was no problem. That was easy, but the football aspect was the hardest it
Mm,
was. I mean, I hit rock bottom.
mm,
I didn't want to play quarterback, so I switched to receiver.
yeah.
I wasn't great. I wasn't a great receiver, but my family, they're like, hey, this, like, you have to put in the work because you've never played receiver like this. But
Yeah.
all in all, I was really at like rock bottom. I didn't know anything. Like I didn't know the speed of the game was different.
Mm,
I didn't know the size of the dudes. Like I was smaller than
mm,
everyone. I was only like, I think I was like 160. I think I was like
okay.
160 junior year. I was
Okay.
small. I was really small, but yeah, it was tough. It was tough for me. I mean, I definitely faced a lot of challenges. Just not being at the level as those Americans were. They like the
Mm,
receivers in America, they've been playing receiver all their life.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like DB2 and it's like quarterback, like it's not switching around. So they have experience in their position for a very long time. And it's like a kid from Vancouver named Ty, coming to California has experience in quarterback, but he wasn't really great. I mean, he played, but it was just tough. It was just really tough. But it was really important because that's a big part of my life now. You know what I mean?
For sure. So what clicked then? Obviously, it was tough, and the great thing about football too, especially you're playing college ball now, the what we see in college ball, and what I find a lot of recruits don't necessarily understand is that you got guys in high school are very very talented. Of course, talent is a premium, but these coaches, these programs, they recruit a lot on potential. Also, they might
Yep.
see something
Hmm.
that, if they can get their hands on, and if they put that person in the right environment, who knows what they can become, right? So,
Hmm.
what was the moment when everything clicked for you, and when things started turning around?
Um, Honestly, for me, what changed everything, what made everything click was I don't mean to darken the mood, but it was just my family,
Mm,
my grandma. She passed away,
mm,
and we were like this. We were very close, and I just remember getting that phone call one time, and I just remember getting pissed off. Like I was mad. I was more mad than I still am to this day, mad about it. But that's what pushes me.
mm,
But I just everything clicked. I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm gonna just do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that for her. And it all started clicking for me. At the end of that season, I switched to DB in the spring.
mm,
I started getting recruited because they saw a longer, taller DB.
mm,
I gained more weight. I got faster,
mm.
and it's just that event in my life helped push me, to just snap. My
Wow.
everything snapped, and so I got pissed off. I started working my butt off. I started doing anything and everything so that my grandma would be proud of me up there. So that's what snapped for me.
That's some powerful stuff, Ty, because as I'm listening to you, I see someone who loves the game, who always loved the game, and you were taught from a young age to love the game. But in that moment, what I see is that you found a reason to play for,
Hmm.
and when you definitely have a specific reason to play for, man, things start to change. It goes beyond just like loving what you do. It's a mission. It's a mission, right? It's something that's
Hmm.
bigger than yourself. And I think that's beautiful. And I'm pretty sure, man, your grandma, wherever she is, she's very proud, and you're just getting started, for sure. You're just
I
getting
mean,
started. So,
yeah, like, yeah, it was that, and then after that, it's just a series of events. My grandpa got sick; he passed away later. So it just all those things pushed. Like it just they pushed me. I do this for them. I do this for my mom, my dad. I do this for everybody, and for God, most importantly too. So it's stuff like that that makes a person do a whole
man,
360.
what would you say that you learned from that, if there's anything, really?
Um, yeah, I mean, honestly, the first thing that I learned was like this is who I'm doing it for. That's the reason my why. And then the second thing was that like nobody's here forever, and so that you
Mm,
you have to you have to be able to spend time with them. You have to call them, talk to them, do whatever you can, because not everybody's going to be here forever, because we don't know when it's our day. So
yeah,
really just take every single day in, enjoy every single day, live it like your last. You talk to your people, just really just make sure everybody's good and make sure that you're good too, because you never know what could happen.
great advice, man. Great advice. And if we put that into football, also, I find that at that moment you stop asking for permission or waiting for someone's permission. You kind
Exactly.
of took that same mindset where, hey, I love this game. I don't know how long I'm gonna play. Who knows? God knows. That's it, right? So
Hmm.
why not give everything I have? Why do I need someone's permission from my the permission I need is mine, right? And
Hmm.
when that mindset shifts, man, great things happen, for sure. All
Yeah.
right. So you start getting looks, you start getting more exposure, you fill into your body, you switch the defense, you start hitting people,
Hmm.
you start hitting people a little bit now.
Hmm.
Um, what made Boise State home? Because there's a lot of great programs out there. You got exposure from different programs. Why was that one the one for you? Why did it fit your values, your family? Why did you see yourself, being there as a place for you?
I mean, yeah, I mean, on my visit, I just, I talking to the coaches, talking to players, seeing how they went about on game day and stuff like that. I just noticed that they prioritize family over everything. Like I'm not all my teammates, they're not my teammates, they're my brothers.
Mm,
My coach, he's like an uncle, he's like a father figure to me. it's like nothing like, oh yeah, he's my coach. No, that's my family.
Yeah.
So that was super important to me. Um, so it was just like, they really care about you. They really love you here. And I was like, I can't pass up on real love, and not to mention I fit well in their plan, and I was just really confident in, my ability being at Boise State, and I was like, okay, this is the spot right here. I can't pass up on this, so I went.
Love it, man. Love it. And I was playing on that blue field, man. I remember me. I played FCS in Colorado, at University of Northern Colorado. We used to play Eastern Washington on that red field, and it was some. So I was playing on that blue field.
It's a crazy feeling. I mean, we call it like, we always talk about, taking our opponents to like the deep end, like the deep blue, like just leave them out there to
Yeah.
drown. And I mean, just that energy when you run out on that field is like, it's crazy. Like I get
Mhm.
goosebumps thinking about it, because it's like, I mean, just running out there, everybody's screaming, like it's like 37, dang near 40,000 people just screaming at the top of their
Wow.
lungs. Like you can't hear when you're on the field trying to communicate. But it's just a great atmosphere. Like it's unbelievable, really. Like it's unbelievable.
Wow, really cool. And college football has some amazing traditions, for sure. I know you got to be a part of one this year with Dan Paul Hammer, I think,
Yeah.
right? You brought
hmm
it onto
hmm
the field. If you could tell us a little bit about that and what type of honor it is, just to kind of carry that onto the field.
Yeah, I mean, it's huge. It's something that's like, it's not freshmen aren't supposed to get that, according to, people that I've heard from. It's something that's just a huge accomplishment and just a huge opportunity. I mean, the people on it's for special teams,
Mm,
most of the time, and so that was really my first role, was special teams.
mm,
And it's like whoever makes like the hardest hit, or like, the hit that's closest to the end zone on kickoff. It's just the person who makes that play, and just
mm.
drops the hammer on someone. So
Love it.
it's
Love it.
it's just, yeah, it's huge.
The person who goes buck wild out there, right?
Yep, exactly. Buck
Exactly.
wild, gotta go crazy.
Okay, cool stuff. And you guys definitely have been through some adversity this year, individually as a team, and then you come out on top.
hmm
Tell me about that feeling, okay, with everything that went on, finishing on top. And then on
hmm
top of that, actually, it's a two-layered question. Let me keep it there for 1 second. All right. So, what was that feeling, man, of coming out on top freshman year, finishing with that conference championship in your hands, sharing that with your teammates?
it was just a crazy feeling, because it was like a couple weeks ago, we didn't even know where we were going to be. Like we were just thinking about, this last, what's the word that I'm looking for, like this last game that's just for sure going to happen. And coach, our new head coach, Coach D, amazing
Yeah.
man, he was just letting us know, like, all I need is just 2 weeks, fellas. 2 weeks, two
Mm,
games, just put all your focus into this, leave all that outside noise aside, don't
mm,
listen to it, just work for me, we'll figure this out, and we'll be great. And when we won that second week game, um we were going to the chip, and
mm.
I was just like, how? I mean, everybody was like, what the heck? Like, how is this happening? But
Wow.
when we won that, we doubted, like, everybody doubted us, and we just proved them all wrong. Like, we just proved everybody wrong. So it was a great feeling. It was really good.
Mm. Nice. And I know you were part of a group where you were surrounded by people, but that were definitely great teammates that helped you develop, especially on in your first year. That kind of took you with open arms. So a lot of veterans for sure. So if you could just tell us about the veteran presence within your team, the type of culture out there that really got you guys together and brought young guys along like you, to feel like I have my spot here and I can contribute. And man, I want to do something special here.
I mean, yeah, the vets were very important in my early success as a freshman here is because they pushed me. I think
Mm,
they saw something from my work ethic and just me working really hard in practice. Not saying I was the only one. I mean, everybody was working
mm,
hard, but they saw something and they were just like, okay, well, we need to push this guy. We need to push him
mm,
hard, and they just treated me like I was almost like a vet. You know, they had high expectations for me. They were like, okay, you got to do this. Like you got to handle it like this. You got to. They just really coached me up, and
mm.
they were just like big brothers to me.
That's really
So
cool, man.
it was just really important to have them there. But it was just like it's just really important to have vets around you because there are people that will they're like the type of people that will push you. They help this culture. There are guys that have been through almost everything you could think of. You know, they have all the experience in the world. They'll help you through anything, even if it's off the field. So the culture here is just it's so strong. It's a family, and
Mm.
we all believe strongly in that. So yeah.
Nice. And you talked about Coach D, right? And
Yep.
he's been elevated as the full time coach. He definitely brought you guys, to that championship game, and now he's there to stay. If you could tell us what it is, what does it feel like playing for a guy like Coach D, a guy that's all in like that with you guys, and yeah, if I'll just kind of leave it up to you. If you could tell us a little bit, man, what does that mean for you playing for a guy like that?
Yeah, I mean, playing for Coach D is it's so much fun because he'll push you, he'll let you know what you're doing great, and he'll let you know what you're doing bad, and he doesn't treat you like a player. He treats you like a son almost. Like
Mm,
he really just treats you like a son. So playing for him, I mean, he'd be cheering you on. He'd be cheering the offense on, even though he's more of a D guy. Um, and it's just playing for him. He'll push you. You know, he'll really push you. He'll care for you. He'll love you. I mean, he'll do absolutely anything for us, and um, that's very important to me. Having someone like that in my life and being able to be super close with him, and he's just a great person, an amazing coach, amazing father, just really a great overall being.
love it, man. And that's why I love this game. And I find it so much more than just the game one way or another. Because when you hear words like that, man, this stuff transcends sports. These are type of relationships that you'll keep for the rest of your life, and that you have love for these people for the rest of your life. And man, that's why we love the game so much. And I can only imagine your parents, how they feel knowing that their son is surrounded by people like that, who care about their children exactly like that. It means a lot for sure. So I think that's an amazing thing. If you could tell us, what does football mean to you exactly? And I know that's a deep question for sure, but the first things that pop to your head.
Um, I feel like football to me is like it's like the glue. It's like the glue to me and my family. I mean,
Mm,
football allows you to do things that you didn't even think you could do. It allows you to
mm,
keep your family together. It allows you to make new family. It
mm,
keeps everything together. And something for me that I just always think about is like if I can take this football thing as far as possible, I'll be able to just keep my family together and keep everybody around me together and just keep them close with me. And it's just I don't want to say it's everything to me, but it's just it really is a lot. It's dang
mm.
near everything to me. Um, but
Love it.
it's the glue. It's the glue to my life. Really, it's glue to my family and everything.
Love it, man. And if you were to speak to athletes back home, okay, let's say in Vancouver, or forget just back home, anywhere, really watching you speak right now, looking at you, any Boise Bronco, fan, looking up in the stands on that blue field and being inspired by what you do and asking themselves, hey, one day I'll love to do that. I'll love to make people feel like that, make an impact like that, and be the best version of myself, right?
Hmm.
What would you tell them about following their dreams and most importantly, man, about being all that they can be?
I mean, so honestly, just looking at me, like, I hope they listen to this whole thing, but they just need to learn that even if you're not looked at as, the prodigy or the kid, um, just really just realize like putting in the work is more important than that. I mean, there are a lot of famous people who used to be looked at as the prodigy that, aren't doing what they were, thought of,
Yeah,
what they were, projected to do. And it's
yeah,
sad, but, just really put in the work. Work is everything. Get that work ethic, stay humble, most importantly. um, just because you're the big fish wherever you are doesn't mean that, you're going to be the big fish if you go somewhere else. And just really have that walk on mentality. I'm just going to outwork absolutely everybody in the room. You're sprinting, I'm a sprint 110%, even if you're going 100%. um, if you're in the weight room for 2 hours, I'll be in there for 3 hours. If you're on the field for 45 minutes, I'm gonna be in there for an hour and change. So it's just like you got to build that work ethic and have it, stronger and bigger than anyone else. So yeah, just really just stay on top of everything. Um, and most importantly is just treat your family right too. Treat
mm,
everybody around you with respect, because that's a huge thing. You can be a great person, you can be a great athlete on the field, but if you aren't one off the field, you're really not going to go as far as you think. So um, just really those things. And um, I hey, if you're listening to me right now, I'm not doubting you. No one's doubting you. I mean, some people will be doubting you, but honestly, just keep pushing. Whatever you're going through, if you're struggling, I'm praying for everybody. I'm praying for all you. Just keep working. So you'll get to your dreams if you really put the work in. Believe that.
wow. Powerful stuff, man. Powerful stuff, Ty. And to piggyback on what you were saying is that once the game is all said and done, what stays really? When you think about it, what stays is those relationships, man. It's how you treated
Exactly.
people. It's who you
Exactly.
are, man. It's who you are, man. That's what you carry over to that life. That's what makes these memories and everything you built up that much sweeter. So, and
Hmm.
you definitely get that. So it's great speaking to you, man. I'm
Yep.
excited for you. Um,
Thank you.
I don't need to know you. I'm proud of you for sure.
Thank you.
And I'm very appreciative, man. You take the time to just show up and share a message to inspire somebody else, especially athletes, because as you know, that scholarship sometimes is a shiny object that a lot of people want to get to, not necessarily understand all that it means and the
Yep.
things that are really, really within it. And this game, man, is a game that can open so many doors, but that can mold young men. By the grace
Yep.
of God, man, this is what this game does, and you're a testament to that, man. So thanks a lot, man, just for being here and sharing your message and your story.
Yeah, no worries at all. I really appreciate this opportunity. I just, I really want to share my knowledge and my experience with all the youth, and some, if there are older people that want to hear something. I'm here for it. So couldn't have done it without God. Long live the fallen ones. So thank you.
Perfect, Ty. And I have one more question. Actually, is my last question for you.
Hmm.
As we keep going this route, we've been blessed. Starting the year 2024, getting guys basically from all over the nation. In NCAA and Canada, and it's definitely picking back up. And I guess it comes from the right place. Wanted to make a difference. If there was any other athlete you would like to see, on the show that you think could have a good story or would have a good message to share, to inspire somebody else. I'm curious to know who would that be and why. If you have a name that comes to your mind, of course.
Um, Canadian or non-Canadian?
Doesn't matter, man.
Anybody?
We're all one
Anybody?
football
Okay.
family. We're all one
I mean,
football family.
yeah. Um, Someone who honestly I'd like to see, just share their message, because they've given me a lot of knowledge and just taught me, is honestly Shea Oladipo.
Okay.
He plays on my team. He's number 23. He's a nickel.
Mm,
He's just a firm believer in Jesus Christ. He's a great person, great man. and he teaches me a lot. You know,
Mm,
he's my big brother, and that's someone who I really, you know, want to see on here because the type of knowledge and experience that he has in life and just even on the field is it's just so broad, and he'll just get you right with whatever you need because he gets me right. He helps me get right with God, stay in the classroom properly, and just stay focused on the field. So he's that type of person for me. That's my big brother.
love it, man. That's definitely the type of teammate you want, and would love to have him on for sure. So thanks for that. I'll definitely be in touch with that. So, guys,
Yep.
this is it, man. This is it for this episode of Champion Beyond the Huddle. Thank you so much. You know, Ty, Buckwild, Benefield, you know,
Uh-huh.
champion, Boise State Broncos, man. He's doing great things out here. Where can people follow you, Ty?
People can follow me on Instagram. Instagram at Buck Benefield, Buckk Benefield, Benefield. On Instagram. And if you want to check me out on Twitter, it's just Benefield Ty.
Perfect. So, guys, if you learned something today, okay, for your journey within the game, and I hope far beyond the game also, because there was a lot of nuggets being shared today. If you got inspired, all we ask you, man, is just to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and share it with somebody else. As simple as that, man. So, I thank you for your time again, Ty. I wish you all an amazing day and see you next time. Take care.
Thank you so much. Yep. Take care. Thank you.
Take care, man.